Stop for a moment. Listen carefully. The world around you is loud, chaotic, and relentless, but there is a voice that rises above it all, a voice that speaks to your soul. If you feel lost, restless, or uncertain, this is not by accident. God is calling to you, guiding you through subtle signs, through stillness, through clarity. Every heartbeat, every quiet moment carries a message meant only for you. I am Shihing Yi, and today I will guide you through truths that few ever encounter, hidden wisdom passed down by Shaolin masters and sages of the ancient world. You will learn how to awaken the strength that lies dormant within you, how to master your mind and emotions, and how to see the divine in everyday moments. These are not mere teachings, they are keys to a life of purpose, courage, and inner freedom. In this video, you will uncover principles that the modern world has buried, the power of stillness to reveal secrets of the soul, the subtle ways the universe nudges the chosen ones, and the ancient exercises that align energy with divine guidance. You will witness stories of those who embraced discipline, solitude, and humility, rising quietly into strength while the world remained unaware. Each lesson is a step closer to mastery over your fears, distractions, and doubts. Stay with me until the end, because these insights are designed to awaken something in you that cannot be ignored. They are not easy truths. They demand reflection, courage, and willingness to act when clarity strikes. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where wisdom, mindfulness, and personal mastery converge. Subscribe now and join a journey where ancient teachings illuminate the path to your highest potential. Your awakening begins here. The world moves endlessly, rushing from one moment to the next, yet the strongest warriors are those who pause. I have seen that true power does not roar, it breathes quietly, patiently in the stillness. In the heart of silence, hidden truths reveal themselves, whispering in ways that noise and distraction can never reach. When the mind is calm, every thought becomes visible. Like ripples on a pond, you begin to notice the patterns you once ignored. The tension in your body, the fear that rises without reason, the choices that repeat themselves endlessly. These are not obstacles. They are messages. They are divine nudges, guiding you toward understanding yourself and your path. In stillness, the soul speaks, and the clarity you seek begins to form. Shaolin masters have long taught that strength without stillness is hollow. A tree bends in the storm because its roots are deep. So too must the spirit anchor itself in quiet awareness before it can withstand the challenges of life. Meditation, mindful breathing, even a single moment of attention to the present becomes a training ground. Every breath, every pause is an opportunity to observe without judgment, to see the mind as it truly is, untangled and raw. I have walked with students who trembled under the weight of their thoughts. When they learned to sit with the silence, to watch the mind without interference, a transformation occurred. Fear lost its grip, confusion lifted, and an inner steadiness emerged. This is the essence of stillness. Not absence, but presence. Not emptiness, but depth. In the quiet, you begin to hear the world differently, and more importantly, you begin to hear yourself. Strength, wisdom, and guidance are already within you. They have always been waiting, patiently, in the space where stillness reigns. True power does not lie in force, but in the quiet understanding of what moves within. Awareness is the ultimate weapon, not against others, but against the chaos that lives in the mind. Most walk through life seeing only what is in front of them, blind to the currents beneath their thoughts, feelings, and impulses. To see the unseen in yourself is to discover a terrain few ever explore. Each day offers a mirror if one chooses to look. Anger, envy, doubt, even fleeting desires, all reveal patterns that govern behavior. By observing these emotions without judgment, the mind begins to loosen its grip, and actions are no longer automatic. Discipline is not punishment, it is the conscious attention that turns every impulse into insight. In this quiet vigilance, reactions are transformed into choice, and choice becomes freedom. The sages of old understood that the world is full of subtle messages. God, or the higher order of life, communicates not in thunder and spectacle, but in whispers and coincidences. A passing word, a sudden hesitation, a feeling that seems to emerge from nowhere, these are the signs. Only those who practice awareness can perceive them, because perception is not simply seeing, it is presence, attention, and patience combined. Those who cultivate this inner mastery learn to move like water, soft yet unshakable. They respond to life with clarity rather than impulse, with calm rather than fear. Every moment becomes a teacher, every challenge a lesson. The mind, once scattered and reactive, becomes an instrument of precision, a tool through which the unseen can be recognized and understood. In mastering awareness, one begins to inhabit a space of quiet authority. Strength is no longer measured by power over others, but by the ability to remain centered, to discern truth, and to follow the subtle guidance that has always been quietly present. Awareness transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, revealing the hidden forces that shape life itself. The breath is more than air moving in and out of the body. It is the bridge between the visible and invisible, between thought and spirit. In the Shaolin tradition, mastery of breath is the foundation of all strength, a quiet discipline that governs mind, body, and energy. Before any movement, before any action, the breath must be known, understood, and respected. Through mindful breathing, the body becomes a temple of awareness. Each inhale draws energy inward, awakening dormant power. Each exhale releases tension, fear, and distraction. The rhythm of breath aligns the heart, the mind, and the spirit, creating a field of clarity where true decisions can emerge. Those who practice deeply begin to feel a subtle current within, a pulse of life that flows in patterns beyond ordinary perception. This is the energy that guides, the force that sustains, the whisper of higher intelligence within. The discipline of breath is also the discipline of self. It teaches patience, persistence, and presence. In moments of chaos or fear, the untrained mind races, lost in impulse. The one who has mastered the breath can return instantly to calm, to centeredness, to choice. Breath becomes a compass, a tool for inner navigation, revealing that power does not lie in external control, but in inner attunement. Ancient masters understood that the body and energy are inseparable. A warrior's strength is not in muscle alone, but in the harmony of movement, breath, and spirit. Every gesture, every step, every thought carries energy, and only through mindful awareness can that energy be directed wisely. For the chosen ones, this principle is a reminder: mastery begins within. Before the world bends to your will, your own mind, your own energy, and your own breath must bend to you. The path of inner mastery is patient, deliberate, and invisible, yet it holds the power to transform every moment, every choice, every life. The heart clings to what it fears losing, and the mind chases what it desires. Yet true freedom is not found in possession or avoidance, it is found in detachment. Detachment does not mean turning away from life or abandoning responsibility. It means observing without being consumed, acting without being controlled, and feeling without being enslaved by circumstance. In the stillness of awareness, it becomes clear how much the mind carries unnecessarily: craving for what is not yet yours, fear of what might come, and identification with outcomes all cloud perception. They bind the spirit, making every choice heavy, every moment restless. By letting go of these attachments, even briefly, clarity emerges. The fog lifts, and the patterns that govern life and thought become visible. This is the space where insight, intuition, and divine guidance can be received. The sages taught that the unseen often speaks only when the clutter of desire and expectation is cleared. God, or the subtle currents of the universe, communicates in whispers, through silence, coincidence, or the sudden shift in perception. Those bound by attachment rarely hear these messages because their senses are filled with noise. Detachment is not emptiness. It is a full presence in life without being entangled. Discipline in detachment is a practice of the soul. Each moment of choice, each decision to release tension, ego, or expectation, strengthens the inner core. Life becomes a mirror rather than a trap. What was once overwhelming becomes material for learning, reflection, and growth. The mind learns to act with precision. The heart learns to engage without fear, and the spirit learns to trust the flow of existence. In releasing the unnecessary, the chosen ones discover a subtle freedom. They remain engaged, compassionate, and alive, yet untouched by the turbulence that controls those who cling. In this balance, the whispers of guidance are no longer hidden. They are heard clearly, deeply, and unmistakably. Many believe that discipline confines the spirit, that routines chain creativity and freedom. Yet the ancients understood the opposite. Discipline is not limitation, it is sacred freedom. Through consistent practice, the mind learns its own rhythms, the body learns its own strength, and the spirit learns its own clarity. Structure becomes a springboard, not a cage. Shaolin masters rise before dawn, move through repetitive exercises, meditate in silence, and cultivate both strength and patience. Their days are regimented, yet in this very order lies their spontaneity. Because the mind and body are trained, they respond to life with precision, insight, and grace. Each movement flows effortlessly. Each decision emerges from clarity rather than impulse. What seems rigid from the outside is actually the foundation for immense freedom on the inside. Discipline shapes the unseen. Daily habits aligned with purpose, whether it is meditation, mindful action, or study, strengthen the soul. Small, repeated actions refine awareness, sharpen intuition, and cultivate resilience. Over time, what once required effort becomes instinct. The disciplined mind sees opportunities where the undisciplined mind sees chaos. The disciplined heart responds with composure where the untrained heart reacts with fear. Freedom without discipline is fragile. It bends under pressure, sways with distraction, and dissolves when challenges arise. Discipline trains the spirit to stand firm, to act decisively, and to move through life with an inner rhythm that aligns with higher purpose. It is the invisible architecture of strength, the quiet preparation for moments when courage, clarity, or insight is needed most. Through discipline, the chosen ones discover that true liberation is not in breaking rules, but in mastering the self. The chains of habit, impulse, and distraction are replaced by the wings of intention, awareness, and inner freedom. Life becomes a dance of precision and flow, where every action is rooted in purpose and every choice reflects mastery from within. The world speaks constantly, yet few truly listen. True listening is not waiting to respond or filtering through the noise. It is a deep spiritual practice. It is the art of perceiving what is not spoken, of sensing the currents that move beneath words, events, and circumstances. In this silence, guidance emerges, subtle but undeniable, like the brush of wind before a storm. Shaolin wisdom teaches that observation without judgment is the gateway to understanding. Every gesture, every pause, every pattern in life carries meaning, a fleeting expression, a hesitation, a rhythm of movement. These are not random. They are windows into intention, lessons concealed within the ordinary. To watch without interference is to read the hidden script of life itself. Listening with the body, mind, and heart simultaneously transforms perception into insight. The body feels energy, the mind interprets patterns, and the heart discerns truth. The chosen ones learn to align these faculties, creating a harmony that sees beyond surface appearances. In doing so, ordinary events become teachers, coincidences become signs, and silence becomes a doorway to clarity. This practice demands discipline and patience. The untrained mind is restless, jumping from thought to thought, missing the subtle signals that guide action. The untrained heart reacts, clouding judgment with desire or fear. But with sustained awareness, a quiet attunement develops, a sensitivity that perceives what lies beneath the visible world. Those who master listening move with life rather than against it. They respond with precision, act with foresight, and remain anchored even in turmoil. Every sound, every silence, every moment becomes a teacher. In learning to listen beyond words, the chosen ones discover that guidance is always present. It has been speaking all along. The question is whether the soul is ready to hear. Life does not punish. It reflects every challenge, Every obstacle, every moment of discomfort is a mirror held up to the soul. In it, the parts of ourselves that remain unmastered are revealed. Fear, impatience, doubt, and attachment. The mirror does not lie, yet it asks for something beyond reaction. It asks for awareness. Adversity is a teacher in disguise. Those who resist it are blinded by frustration and anger, unable to see the lessons woven into the experience. Mindfulness, however, teaches acceptance without surrender, observation without judgment. By facing difficulty with calm attention, the heart learns patience, the mind learns clarity, and the spirit learns resilience. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to witness the workings of thought and emotion, to step back from impulse and to respond with intention rather than habit. The Shaolin masters long ago recognized that strength emerges not in ease but in resistance. A tree grows firm only when winds bend it. Similarly, the mind and spirit gain depth through trials. Each obstacle reflects hidden truths, patterns of reaction, hidden desires, attachments that cloud judgment. When observed with honesty, these reflections are not burdens but guides, divine lessons designed to refine and awaken. Those who embrace the mirror of adversity learn to move through life differently. Pain becomes a teacher, conflict becomes clarity, and difficulty becomes a doorway rather than a wall. Inner mastery grows not from avoiding hardship, but from standing within it, seeing clearly and responding wisely. The chosen ones understand that nothing is wasted. Every trial carries insight, every struggle carries growth, and every reflection is a whisper of guidance. When approached with awareness, adversity is transformed from a source of suffering into a path of awakening, revealing the depth of strength and wisdom that has always been within. Life moves swiftly, pushing the mind toward immediate responses. A harsh word, a sudden obstacle, an unexpected turn, each invites reaction. Most are swept along by impulse, responding from habit, fear, or desire. True mastery, however, demands something different. It calls for pause, observation, and intentional action. The sages of old taught that the space between stimulus and response is sacred. In that space lies choice, and in choice lies freedom. By pausing, breathing, and observing, the mind gains clarity, the heart settles, the spirit aligns. Only then can action be taken, not from fear, not from habit, not from the need to prove or protect, but from wisdom and presence. Intentionality transforms ordinary actions into steps of spiritual alignment. Each deliberate gesture, each considered word, each thoughtful decision strengthens awareness and cultivates inner power. Small choices, repeated daily, shape the mind like water carving stone. They refine perception, sharpen intuition, and deepen understanding. Over time, intentional action becomes a natural rhythm, a flow in which the body, mind, and spirit move as one. The Shaolin masters train not only in physical discipline but in the subtle mastery of the self. A strike is measured, a step is precise, a breath is controlled, not because of rigid rules, but because each movement arises from awareness. Life presents countless moments of pressure. Mastery lies in moving through them with presence rather than reaction, with alignment rather than chaos. The chosen ones learn to observe before responding, to listen before speaking, and to act from clarity rather than compulsion. Every intentional action becomes a thread in the tapestry of life, connecting thought, energy, and purpose. In this way, mastery is woven not from strength alone, but from the quiet power of deliberate, mindful, and aware movement through the world. True power rarely announces itself. It does not boast, demand attention, or seek applause. In fact, mastery often remains invisible to the eyes of the world. Arrogance, however, clouds judgment and weakens the spirit. It is a veil that hides true strength and distorts perception, turning wisdom into pride and skill into performance. The Shaolin philosophy teaches that every ability, every skill, every insight carries responsibility, but it carries greater weight when paired with humility. A master moves quietly, observes deeply, and acts precisely without needing to display or prove. Mindfulness complements this humility, pairing awareness with compassion, understanding with patience. Strength rooted in humility is steady, unshakable, and deeply grounded. Consider the way water moves, soft, yielding, yet capable of shaping stone. The humble do not force, they do not dominate. They influence subtly, leaving impact without spectacle. Their presence is felt rather than announced. Challenges, accolades, and judgment pass by them, yet their path continues, unbroken and unwavering. This is the paradox of power. It is strongest when unseen, most enduring when unclaimed. The chosen ones embody this principle naturally. They rise not by seeking recognition, but by cultivating inner mastery. Their actions ripple quietly, inspiring change, awakening awareness, and shaping outcomes without interference or expectation. In their calm, disciplined practice, they reveal that true influence comes from depth, not display, from restraint, not excess. To walk the path of humility is to understand that mastery is a continuous journey. Every moment is a lesson in presence, every encounter an opportunity to practice restraint, and every achievement a reminder that the greatest victories are inward. In this way, power becomes subtle, wisdom becomes tangible, and the soul moves in quiet alignment with the higher currents of life. God's message is clear and timeless. Awaken your awareness, connect with your inner energy, and move through life with clarity and intention. The path of personal mastery is built upon stillness, discipline, courage, and humility, qualities that shape the mind, refine the heart, and strengthen the spirit. By bringing these principles into daily life, each moment becomes an opportunity to grow. Each challenge becomes a teacher, and every choice aligns more closely with your true purpose. Awareness transforms reactions into understanding, breath channels energy into presence, and humility allows strength to flourish quietly, unseen yet undeniable. Take a moment now to pause and reflect. Notice the space within, the quiet voice that has always guided you. The answers, the guidance, and the power you seek are already there, waiting for recognition, waiting for practice, waiting for alignment. Stop scrolling. Listen. The wisdom you need is inside you. If this message has resonated, bring it into your day, nurture it, and let it guide your actions. And as you continue this journey of inner awakening, join our community of seekers and practitioners. Like this video, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, and step forward with awareness, strength, and calm purpose. The path is always present. The choice to walk it is yours.